Maxwell has been quietly moved from the prison in Florida to a minimum security prison in Texas after she met with the Deputy Attorney General for 2 consecutive days.
Yeah, she is now in what they call the Club Fed, which is about the most minimum security type prison you can have. It's dorm style. So she likely has her own room now. She's not having to share facilities with other people. It's basically a crappy hotel, but it's still much better than an actual prison. And so obviously this has raised a lot of eyebrows. People are wondering how much longer till she gets pardoned by Donald Trump, who has said he hasn't thought about it, but he has the authority to do it. This whole thing stinks to high heaven. I mean, obviously, given her conviction as a child sex trafficker, it's actually against the rules for her to be moved out of that maximum security prison. But they did it anyway, and it's very hard for them to argue at this point that there's not some sort of quid pro quo taking place here.
Well, I mean, it's certainly on the heels of these interviews that we don't have, that are not public. I mean, she's been sentenced. Her case is over. And the Deputy Attorney General goes down there, interviews her secretly for 2 days. All this stuff in the media. Trump is apoplectically angry that everyone in this country is talking about the Epstein files and that he's clearly in them, so much that it took teams of people at the DOJ going through flagging it and redacting it. Now she's being moved to the minimum security. You know, I keep thinking of the scene from Hannibal Lecter where they promise him time on the beach. And so, well, she's getting that now in this minimum security Club Fed after meeting with the Donald Trump administration.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about what's going on here. And we also learned, because initially when she met with Todd Blanche, they said she talked about 100 different people, right? Basically gave 100 different names. Well, it was then revealed a couple days after that she didn't give those names. She was asked about 100 specific people by Todd Blanche. So it's kind of, you know, it doesn't take a prophet to guess who those 100 names were. Probably nothing but Democrats or people that Donald Trump has a grudge against. You know, so obviously, whatever information we're going to get out of her is going to be grotesquely skewed. And that is also coming from the family of the victims and some of the lawyers and legal experts around the country, because they pointed out the fact that as part of her criminal convictions, or I guess criminal charges, she was also initially charged with multiple different counts of perjury, lying under oath. They eventually decided, you know what? It's not worth it to go after that because we got her on everything else. So they dropped those charges. But this is basically a known perjurer at this point, somebody who cannot be trusted. And the families of the victims, especially Virginia Giuffre's family, have said, this is appalling that she is even being moved to the lower security prison, on top of the fact that you guys are relying on her for information. She is the one who Epstein would send out to recruit the young women. You know, especially, again, in the case of Virginia Giuffre, that's what they said. She was 16 years old, working at Mar-a-Lago for Donald Trump. Maxwell met up with her, recruited her to Epstein, and the rest is history. But that's what she did to countless women all over the country.
Well, and this is the same victim that Trump commented on and said that she was stolen by Epstein, that he stole her from me and the Trump spy in 2000. Unfortunately, she has since committed suicide very recently in Australia. And it's remarkable that this woman who was given 20 years as a human trafficker is being rewarded by the President of the United States, who is no doubt involved in this intricately.
Yeah, and this also comes at a time when for the last many years now, Republicans have claimed we're the party protecting children. We're the party that's against the traffickers. The Democrats, they're the groomers, they're the horrible people. We stand up to the traffickers. Well, no, you have an administration right now that is trying to make Ghislaine Maxwell as comfortable as possible so that she'll play ball with them.
Well, and she's been subpoenaed to speak before Congress. Her lawyer has said that she's just going to invoke the Fifth if she doesn't get immunity and even clemency, but that if she gets that, she's going to spill the beans on everybody and be very forthcoming. And again, I don't understand how anybody could believe anything this woman says. If I were her, given the last time an Epstein or an Epstein affiliate was in a prison under the Trump administration, I would be concerned about my mortality at this point.
Yeah, I would definitely not want to be moved to a minimum security prison. I would want want the cameras everywhere, lots of witnesses, lots of people to say, okay, there she is, she's fine. Because I don't know what ends up happening to Ghislaine, but I know probably one way or another she's not going to complete the full 20 years.